Alright, next up is going to be the arms of the Grimgerde. Take this part here, followed by this polycap. Put that in here, like so. There's a notch here in the middle, so it has to be in that square formation. For this one, in this part here, you want to make sure that it's like this. See? And then put this one together, like so. Then you take this part, and interestingly enough, this little notch here that is bent that way, or that formation, when you put this in, it's designed so that the arm doesn't go all the way back, and then you can bend it. Obviously, this part needs to be sanded down since this is part of the elbow. We'll take care of that soon. Before we put this on, oops. I'm going to take this part here, this polycap. There's again notches here. So get it in there if you can. Come on, get in there. Alright, there we go. And then close it up like so. There are detailed parts here, these little white parts, and for this, stick that in here. Push it down a bit, and then slide it into there. Obviously, this is held on by pressure, and when it's painted, it'll be held on properly. Plus, I'll take it off later on before I begin painting. Then we have this white part here that goes like that. Make sure you sand the white parts because there are some seam lines there, and be very careful. These are very thin parts, so they could break. Finally, we have the shoulder part. So let's see here. That goes like that. I believe that goes like that. Then we have this polycap. That goes like this. Then that one goes here, like so. And then we have this part. It snaps into place like so. There you go. And here are the arms of the Grimgerde already done. I didn't I didn't clean up the hands, but we'll do that later on. But it looks really good. Good detail. Obviously the areas that needs to be sanded down, so I'll cover those soon. Let's now move on to the next part of the build. Next up is going to be the legs. And so I'm noticing some things here that's going to annoy me. Maybe. I don't know yet. Let's walk it through. So we have this part and this this square peg here goes in like that. And before you close this, you take one of the tubing. You put it in like this. When I saw this, I said, oh my god, don't tell me I have to put this on and glue it and then I can't take it off again. But thankfully, when I did put it on, the seam line is actually part of the detail. So that actually felt a lot better. I said, okay, cool, I can paint. Obviously, I'm going to take it apart so I can paint this and put it back on after both the parts are painted. So I was worried. Then going on to the next part, right here, same business. Put this here, like so. And then you have this part here that goes in here and here. Again, same issue. But looking at it closely, it is part of the design, even back here. I guess certain areas of this kit will be covered up with more parts, armor, and things like that. So removing these two will not give me any headaches. I feel better about that, especially if I want to paint them. And I have some cool ideas for that, so we'll talk about that soon. Now for this, it's the same deal. this leg has to be taken apart because this part of the leg, this goes like that, and then it latches onto here. So in the reverse end, it looks like that. Ingenious on Bandai's part. I have to admit, this is actually the most easiest build I've ever seen. I mean, I remember the Barbatos being easy in the inner frame section. Just a bit surprised with this one as well. I mean, then again, it is a high grade, no grade type kit, just bigger. I can imagine if Bandai would have made this as a master grade kit. Alright, so we have that there, and this one goes here, and that one goes here. Nice. Then we have the this part, which you'll see it's a little thinner here, so that goes under, not over. Then put this on together like so. Then we put that here like so. And then finally we have this part. I'm not going to assemble the foot because this heel with the other color, which now looking into the light, doesn't look black anymore. It looks very, very faded blue. Well, black will be fine. Doesn't have to be exactly. So there you have it. Whoops. That way. And pretty nice. Yes, pretty cool. I like that. So these are the legs of the Grimgerde. Good. Very nice. Kind of like this. Alright. That completes this. Let's now move on to the next part of the build. Alright, next part of course is going to be the waist unit, and look how simple it is, just two parts. Putting it together like so. Again, seam line looks good, except that this area needs to be sanded down. Then we have this part here that latches onto this. There we go. So that completes that. That completes the waist unit. So let's now put this kit together, see how it looks. We have the leg, followed by the other leg, and then we have the arms connecting to the torso. Here's the other one, and then we connect this. I wonder if we could sand it up, even though it doesn't have the complete feet. I like to do a little balancing act. A little too forward back. Alright, I'm just gonna, you know what? Let's adjust the camera a bit. Hang on a second. Alright, so here is what the Grimgerde looks like, and you know what? I might as well clean up the hands a bit. I'll put the open hands on. But yeah, this is actually pretty neat. I like the overall design. There's definitely a lot of detail. A lot of detail on this kit that I'm really digging. Here we go. Put this hand here. And then put this hand here. Obviously the open hands is something you don't use them that much. But it has an overall effect to it. And I really like how this mono eye can move left and right. You know, as it has at least a good 90 degree, maybe not 90 degree, maybe 45 degree turn to where we want to go. So it's really nice. Excellent look to it. Look at that. I really like this back part of the kit. Yeah, this is pretty awesome. I'm glad I started working on this guy. Let's compare it with another kit that we finished, of course. Now, excuse me for what I just did on this kit. The other day I was like moving, obviously I was rearranging my room, and one of my cleaning cloths that I used to clean, I threw it on top of the Barbatos, which is right here, and it looks so cool. I lifted on it like a, basically like a shroud or some sort. It's all ripped and all that stuff. This is actually from a t-shirt, and reminds me of, like, Exia, like Megatron from the third movie. And I said, you know what, that's a cool idea. I like what I just did right there. So yeah, I have this on, keeping him warm. But here's the overall height. This kit is actually hitting the ground, so it is the exact height. I'm assuming the bunny ears will stick out a little to the top, and then of course the armor and the weaponry and all that stuff. So this is really cool, really cool. I just need to review all the round parts, see what needs to be sanded down. First I'll start with a heavier grit, then a lighter grit, so it's nice and clean. Once I'm content, then I begin removing the parts so I can prime and paint the inner frame first. Get that out of the way, then prime these guys. And I have a great idea. Again, I'll show. I'd rather not say it. I'll show it. See if you guys enjoy it. And then once that's done, we begin moving on to the armor. I'm gonna now. I should assemble the that machine gun, and whatever other parts it needs to be looked at. Of course, parts it needs to be cleaned and things like that, because they need to be painted and put onto this kit. So yeah, cool, very, very cool. I like it. All right, let's move on to preparing for painting.